Hi there, this is Rahul, and in this movie I'm going to show you that how can you create this kind of cool, modern, awesome text effect for your software using CSS. So here on the screen you can see that this hello is filled with gradient color. Next I'll show you that how can actually use some kind of a text shadow and gradient color to create this kind of amazing effect. Next up you can see that this is hello, and actually instead of using any color or gradient color, I used an image for this text background which looks really amazing. And after that we will move to the next one, which is this one. This is a combination of background images and then some kind of a tricky text shadow which you're gonna love. So without wasting any time, let's fire up your co-editor and let's do this. So here I'm in VS Code Editor, which is my favorite code editor which I'm gonna use for this movie. So here you can see that I have given this heading 1, which is a hello text, and this is the text we're gonna use in this movie. Feel free to give it your name, it's totally fine. Next up we have this app.css file, and you can see that we have given a very simple general styling for our body tag. Next up we have this image, and this is the image we're gonna use for our text background. So let me just close it out here and let me just go to index.html, and now I can boot my application on localhost. So I simply right click here, open with live server. By the way, live server is a VS Code extension for serving your application on localhost. I have already done that. Let me show you. There we go. So you can see there's a hello text. That's pretty neat here. Let me get back to here, and now let me hit Command Control B to hide this sidebar. There we go. Now let's go ahead and have some fun. So we're gonna target this H1. So let me get back to here, and here is gonna be H1. So the very first thing I want here is that I want my this hello text to be this much big right here. So how can do that? Well, we can target here font size. So you can simply say font size, and now this time I'm not going to make use of any RAM, pixel, percentage, etc. I'm going to make use of viewport width. So it's going to be 20 viewport width. It means if I get back to here, now you see that this is actually that big here, and if I try to resize it, you can see it will going to change its size according to the viewport width. So that's pretty neat here. So now this is what exactly I want for now. Now let me get back to here, and now you know that if you want to give it a color, you can simply say a color, and then you can simply say, let's say Dodger blue here. If I get back to here, you can see that now we have this Dodger blue color, but we don't want it. We want here gradient. So we can simply just get back to here. We can write our gradient right here, but instead of writing gradient, let me get back to right here, and you can simply just Google UI gradient, which is a very awesome website. You will find ton of awesome gradient right here you can use in your project. There's also coll-hue. This is also amazing gradient. You can just go ahead and just Google it, and you can just get back to right here. You can grab anything you want. This is perfect. So I'm gonna make use one of these gradient here. So I'm gonna say here this red color, and I'm gonna actually make use of this one, Sublime Light. So I can click here, and now it will going to generate this get CSS. You can click and copy. You can get back to right here, and you can just simply just go ahead, paste it out. So there's our gradient. If I get back to here, you see that now we have this gradient, but as a background we don't want. We want to show this gradient to be color of our text, not the background of our text. So how we can solve this issue here? Let's think practically. If you ever used any graphic design tool before, like a Photoshop, Illustrator or CorelDRAW, you know that in order to create or give a background of any shape, you need to first mask it. You need to first clip it. So what we will do here, we first go ahead and clip this background, which is a gradient background. Let me show you. If I get back to here, and here is going to be magic. So here I'm going to say here background, and it's going to be clip. So we'll clip it to text. So now you will see that this background will going to be gone, but it's not going anywhere. That's because we need to use here browser experimental code, which is going to be WebKit. So WebKit. Now if you get back to here, you will see that now that gradient is gone, but to be honest, it's actually not gone. It's actually behind that text because we have clipped it. Now what we can do here, we can simply just go ahead and make this black color to be transparent. So let me get back to right here, and we can simply say here WebKit, and it's gonna be text field color here. So text field is gonna be color, and now it's going to be transparent. So I can simply say transparent. And now if I get back to here, you see that now we have beautiful gradient here. So these two lines are the magic behind this amazing creative effect. So this is how you can actually add this gradient background here. Obviously you can just get back to right here. You can actually use any gradient you wish. It's totally up to you. So let's say I can get back to right here. I'm gonna make use of something like this one. Well, just go ahead, grab this one, click to copy. You can get back to right here, and you can simply just go ahead, paste it out, save it. If I get back to right here, you will see that now we have that amazing text effect right here. So this is how you can actually add gradient in your text, and this is not limited to only this heading here. You can actually just go ahead and create paragraph here. Let me show you. You can simply say this is going to be paragraph here, and you're going to add, let's say 200 or something like this one word here. If I get back to right here, you will see that there's no gradient right there, but you can actually add it. You can get back to right here, and you can see this actually font size is quite big here. So what we can do here, we can simply say here paragraph also, but now let's make this paragraph font size. So I'm gonna just reset it. So font size, and let's gonna be 1 RAM here. If I get back to right here, you will see that now we have this gradient effect right here in this paragraph too. So again, the sky is your limit. So let me just go ahead and let me just get back to right here. I just wanted to show you that you can actually do that, right? So that's pretty neat here. Let me just get rid of it because we don't need it. Now let me just show you that how you can actually add some kind of a text shadow to create some kind of a really great effect. So for that, we can get back to right here, and this is going to be text shadow. So I can simply say here text is going to be shadow. And now here we'll just go ahead, and I'm going to make use of dual shadow. Let me show you. First, if I say here, let's say on a horizontal it's going to be 2 pixel, on vertical is going to be 4 pixel, blur is going to be, let's say, 6 pixel, and the color I'm going to make use of RGB, which is red, green, blue. So I'm going to say here 0, 0, 0, and alpha transparency is going to be 0.3. So if I get back to right here, you see that now we having this kind of effect here. This is pretty cool, right? Even if you can decrease this opacity to be 1 here, which is actually going to be close to transparent, but this is actually going to give you this kind of effect here. So this is pretty amazing. But the effect I promised to show you, I'm just going to show you right here. So it's going to be dual text shadow. Let me first get back to right here, and let me get back to right here, and let me actually use my original gradient I have used to create that effect. So it is right here, Sublime Light, and what I want here, I want this blue to be the first one. It will start with a blue and end with the red one. So start with blue, and then it is going to end with this one, right? So I'm just just making it opposite. So there we go. And let me just actually get rid of it because I think I don't need this double hashtag. It's not gonna work. If I get back to here, now you will see that now we have this original text here. So let's go ahead and add that dual shadow here. So let me get rid of this one here, and the X one is going to be 4 pixel, the Y is going to be 3 pixel, and blur is going to be 0 pixel. I don't want any blur here, and I want to make it completely white here. So FFF. If I get back to here, you see that now this is the effect, right? But we definitely want that shadow here. So for that, we're gonna make use of another one, which is actually comma, and then X is gonna be 9 pixel, Y is gonna be 8 pixel, and blur is gonna be 0 pixel again. But the color, I'm gonna make use of RGB, and this is actually going to be 0, 0, 0, and then I'm gonna make use of opacity of 0.15, which is a 0.15 opacity here. If I get back to here, you see that now we have that amazing text effect. See, this is pretty amazing. You can actually play with these values if you wish, right? You can see if there's no blur, you can actually make it blur 1 pixel, and now you see this is actually going to be little blurry. If you let's say make it I think 10 pixel, it will be like you'll see it, right? It's giving that kind of effect here, which is really cool. There's a Z index depth here, so this is pretty amazing. If you want to keep this kind of effect, just keep it. But this is how you can actually add this kind of effect here. So this is our second effect. Now let's see how you can actually add image here. Well, to be honest, it's very easy, because now we only need to change here background image to that, and it will work. Let me show you and comment this out, because we do not need this text shadow right there. So now we can just go down right here, and we can actually get rid of this gradient if you wish. But instead of getting rid of it, let's go ahead and override background right here, because last one will win, and this is going to be last one, so this will take effect here. So I'm going to see here background here, and now background is going to be image URL. And which image we want to use here? Well, definitely I showed you this one, right? It's oo.png. So let me just go ahead and say here oo.png. And now if I get back to here, you can see there's our image, and obviously we need to place this background above this this clipping mask here, which is very important. And now if I get back to here, you see that now we have it. So this is how we can do it. Obviously we have done all the hard work. We have just clipped our background text, and then we have just filled its color to be transparent. So whatever we add behind that, it could be gradient color, it could be in image, it will going to work like that. It's very easy. But what about our next effect? Well, that is very easy. Let me show you. Let me get back to right here, and I'm gonna make use of text shadow. So I'm gonna say here text is gonna be shadow, and now here I'll just go ahead and say here X is gonna be 10 pixel, Y is also gonna be 10 pixel. And now blur is going to be 0 pixel. If you want to add blur, you can add it. I'll show you later. And then you can actually use the RGB color. You can actually also use solid hex based color. Let's say I'm gonna make use of 000, which is completely black. If I get back to here, you see that now we actually having this kind of effect here, which is pretty powerful. But if I want to add, let's say, some kind of opacity, I mean RGB color, we can just go ahead and say RGBA, and we can simply say here 000. By the way, this 30 means it's gonna be totally black, and then we can simply say 0.6, which is opacity. If I get back to here, you see that now we're getting this kind of effect here. Well, if you want the RGBA value of other colors, you will simply search for flat UI colors here, and you can see there's a hex. You can go for RGBA here, right there, and now you can grab anything you wish here. So let's say I'm gonna grab this color here, so click here, and if I get back to right here, you can see that now we have this RGB color. We can paste it right here, and you can see the opacity is completely 100%. So if I get back to here, you will see 100% blue. But if you want to do some modification, let's say I want to be 0.8, which is a 80% opacity. This is how it's gonna look here, right? So yeah, this is how you can create this amazing text effect using these two amazing properties, which is text fill color and background clip. After that, you can use this gradient or this image for your text background, technically text color, and then you can use this some amazing shadow to create awesome effect. So yeah, that's it for this movie. Until next time, this is Rahul.